Hi there, everyone. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I am here doing your weekly reading for the week that begins June 1st. On June 5th, which is Friday, must be, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So to me, and I'm not an astrologer, this is my just my intuition speaking with the little bit of astrology I know. To me, this is a full moon in Saggies are very philosophical and they look for higher purpose and I think even higher education, but knowledge and really spiritual. Like they really will dive into learning about either a specific religion or different faiths and belief system. They'd be maybe into tarot cards and astrology and things like that as well. I see a lot of readers here that are Sagittarius. But we're adventurous. We're a fire sign. So we're active, we're go-getters, we can be competitive, but we're the mutable ones, so we're a little less intense. But it doesn't make us any less blunt and putting our foot in our mouths all the time. So to me, one caution, if you're not used to the Sagittarius energy and having to try to check yourself, and what you say all the time, that would be my one caution. But other than that, it's going to be very freeing. It's going to be very exciting and adventurous and new, and your curiosity may be really sparked by something that you hadn't really thought about in the past. You may all of a sudden get really interested in one subject and need to really consume it and sort of live in it and think about it more than you ever have. You'll be motivated and inspired or in some way or activated. Maybe you'll be an activist with all that's going on. And maybe you hadn't ever really gone there before, but you feel so strongly that it's like, it's time. If it's not this, then what? But to be careful with your words. I spent a lot of time going, oh, I can't believe I said that. Jesus, I'm an idiot. And that's the good part of it. But they can be more damaging, especially when I was younger. And I didn't have the little bit of control I have now. Woo! Wow. But I think it should be very, very fun, like a breath of fresh air. Like the Fool card kind of standing on that mountaintop. I feel like the Fool is definitely probably a Sagittarius. Okay, let's look at the cards. Ooh, wow. Beautiful Ace of Cups. Ooh, like this emotional new beginning, meeting someone new. Back to that thing you're really inspired about, like something you just fall in love with. It doesn't even have to be a person. It can be, just something new you're just have a voracious appetite for. You want to just consume it and live in it and eat, sleep, and breathe. That's the way I was with tarot cards, and kind of haven't stopped. I just connected with them, and that was it. Beautiful new emotional beginning, something that elicits a very happy emotional response. And right in the middle of this, I don't even know what this spread is, I just laid them out this way, is this gorgeous 10 of Cups, the happily ever after card. This touches every single other card on the table. So you may be going to a wedding, like a virtual wedding, or getting married, or hear of someone getting married or getting engaged. But it's a card about, it's called the Happily Ever After card. And it usually shows this one, it always shows a man and a woman and a kid. And, that's just not, it's obviously a, it's just an example. But of course, your happily ever after may be something very different, and maybe you really want to look at your happily ever after in your Sagittarius lens, and that's going to be what makes you happy and feel most alive, not what you were trained um, to, yeah, what society told you, that going to school, getting a job, getting married, having a kid, buying a house in the suburb, or buying a house, whatever, wherever it is, uh, col- um, collecting wealth. That's not the right word. Building. Oh, there's a word. Whatever. But this is like, no. What makes you happy? Does that make you? Maybe it makes you happy, and that's fine. But what makes you happy? It could have all of that or none of that. And so it's having the courage um, to go after those things. And it doesn't mean you're stupid about it and can't pay your bills or support yourself. But yeah, with everything that's going on, I think if you don't come out of this thinking about what's truly important in life, um, like kind of going there, I don't know. I feel somehow we've missed the point. Not that there, we missed the lesson. That's just me right this second. I could think of a million other ways that um, this situation has touched us. So that's not making a blanket statement. Page of Swords. Yeah, this is the sharp tongue. So especially if you're an air sign or have prominent air placements, and this is what really I am, a Libra moon. So Sag, Sun, Rising, Libra moon. Whew. I try to be fair. I do try to use it in a positive way for things that the Libra, the justice of it, right? So finding a way to participate in what's going on right now and have a voice. It's just to be careful not to get into the like the right fighting, or just the fighting and the hurling unconstructive insults back and forth and things like that. This could also be communication, though, about whatever this Ace of Cups is, and whatever you're figuring out is the happiest. You're online. You're reaching out to groups and societies and finding out ways to learn more about it, go to school about it, take classes about it, even if they're not associated with like a university. There are tons of other ways you can learn about information. YouTube is a great one, actually. I've been homeschooling my 8th grader, like all the parents are doing with their kids, and school today isn't being taught by a teacher. It's being taught by, honestly, we've watched a shit ton of YouTube videos. So, I mean, yeah, you have to know which ones that is just like anything reputable and has good information, but it's kind of interesting. And it's kind of nice. I mean, it's more interesting than most of the teachers I had that stood up just droning on in the front of the classroom. So who am I? I don't know. It's kind of having that visual, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm not dissing it at all. Someone's communicating to you that you are what makes them happy, expressing love to you. That's so funny. Okay, the 3 of Cups come out. So this could just be easing of restrictions and getting to see people. But we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So this is the heart, the head and the heart coming together. But it's newness, new ways, new beginnings, new. When that Ace of Swords shows up, it's getting something, it's kind of getting to the bottom line. We'll use this as an example. What really makes you happy? It's not going to be a huge, long laundry list of tangible things. It's going to be, I don't know, being true to myself. being positive. I'm just throwing things out there. And then once you get to that more singular, or it doesn't have to be singular, but the real deep down thing that's most important, then you can really focus on it, and you get away all the, well, I should do this and I should do that, and someone will be disappointed if I don't do it this way. And all of those are just societal expectations, right? Oh my God, and the Ace of Pentacles. New way of living, new beginnings, a beautiful offer from the universe, a new job, a new way of, when the Ace of Pentacles is here, pardon me, your day-to-day, these are more the tangible. It can be very spiritual, and I definitely see a lot of spiritualness with this card just from the imagery. But your whole routine will look different, or not your entire routine, but your routine, you will tangibly see a difference in your day-to-day life. So either you're moving, you're driving to a different job, or you're used to drive and now you're taking the bus, or there's you change your route. Even if you're in the same company, you have a different office, and maybe you'll park in a different place, or you take a little different route for some reason, which causes you to go to a different place to get coffee or lunch. And something about you move from the country to the city, or vice versa. You're able to garden, like something about, you're going to be able to live your life in a little bit different way, at least, if not a big way, for a lot of you with all these aces. Something about this week. So does this mean all of this is happening this week? Not necessarily, but with all these aces, it's the seeds are all being, these new seeds are all being planted, right? For your new way of life. And yeah, it looks like with this Page of Swords, you're communicating to people like, hey, this is what's going on. Transformation, complete transformation. Your life won't look the same. This is a big deal. I guess, this is the eclipse, right? The eclipsing something out of your life. Let's say more about the Death card. One of the most feared cards in the deck. Like most of the tarot, it's not literal. It's trying to explain the concept of transformation. So if you've watched my videos a lot, I'm sure you've heard this, but it's just a really easy way for me, at least, to conceptualize this card, and that is the not a worm. I said worm the other day. My son's like, worms do not turn into butterflies. I'm like, yes, they do. And I'm like, oh my God, I said worm. No, not worms, caterpillars. He just looks at me like he does most of the time, like I'm a nut, because I am. So you take the caterpillar, it turns into the butterfly, and it's the same being. It's the same, spirit, or whatever you want to call it. But that butterfly will never become the caterpillar again, right? So something that's your life transforming, it's changing. But this really is an inner change. It still may express itself externally, but it's going on because of that internal shift in you, which is causing this domino effect of all these Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, coming together with like-minded people and supportive people. Here's that spiritual, here's the Sag card. I don't think this represents Sag. I think Temperance does, but this really is the higher learning, the higher spiritual aspect of that Sag full moon. So this is really your spirituality, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it spirituality. If it's religion for you, great. If it's exercise for you, great. It doesn't matter. It's whatever your thing that helps you feel more peaceful and mindful, yoga, all that stuff. This is really realizing that this is something that needs to be. It's not saved for yoga as an example. It isn't just when you're in yoga, but that you can get here and live that every moment of your life. And that's the real secret. It's not when do we find time to go and escape and find our center. It's how do we bring that centeredness back into the rest of our lives. And so by really having that understanding, our life transforms and we realize we have to do things differently, which are all the aces. We have to be mindful of our thoughts. We have to be mindful of our emotional health, our mental health, and our financial health, and our environmental health. So not only, so maybe climate change, but my environment does not reflect me and does not promote enough this bringing centeredness into my everyday routine, not finding the time to get there. So I need to make some changes. And then, of course, we don't have the Ace of Wands, but that's the fire energy of this full moon in Sag. Wow. Super powerful time. Be well. Thanks for watching. Take care.